Boom shakalaka, what is going on, guys? Randall here from Crypto Love, and today we have an episode about Hive Blockchain. This is a very interesting project that I came across at the North American Bitcoin Conference. And before we get started, just want to say thank you to everyone subscribing for daily videos on Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Thank you to everyone mashing on that like button. And guys, if you want to find out how to win a free Ledger NOS, stay tuned. Now, today we are looking at Hive Blockchain. This is different from the Hive Project. I just want to point that out so there's no confusion. And some of you guys may be saying, if you know anything about this, you may be saying, Hive Blockchain is not a cryptocurrency. And yes, it's not. That is true. But what it is, it's a traditional investment based on cryptocurrencies. All right? So basically, what Hive Blockchain has done is they have purchased Genesis Mining, one of the largest cryptocurrency mining facilities in the world, and they're mining Ethereum, Bitcoin, potentially other cryptocurrencies for a profit. And then they're exchanged on traditional exchanges, not on cryptocurrency exchanges, all right? Exchanged on stock exchanges, and they make money based on Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Now, because of this, and because this is potentially a great idea, I actually started to invest in this myself once I found out about this, because this is an easy and smart way to hedge against cryptocurrencies with not against, but hedge for cryptocurrencies with traditional investments. So I wanted to talk a bit more about this, and actually, guys, got an interview with one of the people on the team, so that's coming up in a little bit. But what is Hive specifically? Okay, like I said, they bought Genesis Mining, and they have they're being exchanged as a stock on the TSXV, which I'll show you later in the episode. But basically, a few things that they have. Number one, they don't have any competition right now. They have first mover advantage. They're the first people to have done this. They have no competition. So first mover advantage, okay? They're cash flow positive, which means that they are making a lot of money from this, and that can go into dividends, can help increase the price of their stock. Also, strategic shareholders, partners, we're going to take a look at the team. So, guys, just because I'm used to evaluating cryptocurrencies, I'm going to take a look at this like I would take a look at any other cryptocurrency. Make sure they have a working platform, a strong team, strong advisors, and can they actually do this? So, we'll get into that. But guys, this is the ticker symbol TSXV Hive. That's how you can find it. And yeah, so they think very well about mining. They think very well about cryptocurrencies. This is good news. In fact, when I was talking with Frank Holmes, the chairperson for Hive, he actually feels very confidently that we are still very early on in Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. And gosh, whew, that feels good for me, at least, who's in with a lot of cryptocurrencies. Probably feels good for a lot of you guys. But how can you benefit from Hive Blockchain? Well, right now, they have projects both in Iceland and also in Sweden, where they're mining Ethereum, could be mining Bitcoin in the future, and things like that. And you guys, they have they have partnerships with Genesis Mining, so the team from Genesis Mining, but also they have other partnerships. And also, just because I like to evaluate this like I would evaluate a cryptocurrency, they do have something that's kind of like a white paper. This corporate presentation down here, if you click on that, it'll bring up this bad boy. Now, I did read through the whole thing. Very nice. But this part, I just found especially cool, so I just wanted to share this with you guys. This is how they evaluate where to have mining facilities. All right? Check it out. They look for low-cost electricity, fast internet connection, and low temperate zone. And some of the places, all these blue, those are the best places. All right, so we have Canada, we have Iceland, we have Sweden, the Nordic countries, and then Russia. Well, they turn to Sweden and Iceland. That's where they have their facilities. But back to the other stuff. They have a working platform, bought that from Genesis Mining, all right? And some of you, I've realized, some of you have been watching for a long time. You may say, Randall, you don't really support the cloud mining. Genesis Mining, stuff like that. And yeah, I don't, because you need to wait a long time for your profits in doing that. But they're not really doing the Genesis Mining. They just bought the facilities, and they are hoarding virgin coins, brand new minted coins. They are stockpiling them in Zug, Switzerland, so they don't have to pay taxes on them, and that's all legal. And yeah, and that's how they make money. So it seems like a pretty good opportunity, and it seems like pretty early, so I wanted to make you guys aware of this. Now, taking a look at the team. All right, we'll get back to the team. I first want to start with the advisors. All right, check this out. They're working with Fiore Group, all right, with Frank Giustra. Now, you may be asking, who's that? Well, Frank Giustra actually founded Lionsgate Entertainment. For all of you who have watched The Hunger Games, that is a film by Lionsgate Entertainment. Huge. So it's good to have awesome advisors, all right? How about team? Whole bunch of really good people on the team. I should also mention, for the advisors, they also have all the people from Genesis Group. So people who've been mining, who have done a very good job mining, they're going to be their advisors. They know everything about mining. So they've got that. But also the team, all right? Frank Holmes, I'm going to be talking with him shortly. You'll see the interview in a second. But he is in charge of U.S. Global Investors, all right? He's the CEO and Chief Investment Officer in charge of $2.6 billion of other people's money. You think he knows how to do stuff? Yeah, I would think so too. So, since he knows what to do, we have an interview with him. So, I'll cut to the interview now, and then I'll see you again at the end. So guys, I got Frank here from Hive Blockchain, and today we're going to talk about Hive Blockchain, the opportunities it has today. So, hi Frank.
Hello, my friend.
Hey, how you doing? So, recently Hive Blockchain was brought to my attention. It seems like a very lucrative opportunity for people interested in blockchain, in Bitcoin, Ethereum, all the cryptocurrencies. So, can you tell us a bit about Hive Blockchain and also Fiore Group?
Sure. I think the big part is what makes it unique. It's the first public company to be mining virgin coins. That's newly minted Ethereum, and we'll be expanding into Bitcoin. We're in Iceland and we're in Sweden. And most significant is the strategic relationship with Genesis Mining, who's doing the build out and the operations. For us, it's just so exciting to be partners with them. They own about close to 30% of the company. And so I think that this idea, this concept of being able to go public, and what it's done is so successful in Canada, it's ignited a whole blockchain industry of financings. And what I love about it as a business person is our revenue growth, our cash flow, our free cash flow. It's just unbelievable.
Mm-hmm. Can you describe what you mean by free cash flow?
Sure. So you have your revenue, let's say $1, and off the dollar, 35 cents goes to pay management to manage the operations of mining the coins in these low, inexpensive places for electricity in particular. Mm-hmm. That's why we're in Iceland and Sweden. And then we're left with the 65 cents. And the 65 cents is that's what the operating income, which one could almost say that's cash flow. And then we're going to have our own CapEx and G&A, which is very small. So we should have, out of that, about 50 cents on the dollar will be free cash flow. That means we can pay dividends, or we can make acquisitions or deploy it. So what's exciting about us is that in the last quarter, our launch, we went from a 30 million to $1 billion market cap. We did 3 tranches of financings. We raised over $200 million. And based on performance of where Bitcoin is today, where Ethereum is today, and Ethereum Classic and some of the other coins, and the hash rates, our operating income should be about $200 million. And that means we should have free cash flow close to $100 million. And which is a real shocker for me, because I'm known for gold mining as a money manager and a stock picker and creation of companies. This is huge returns on capital. And so this makes it, for me, so exciting to be involved with. And most important for investors, because I couldn't launch an ETF in Bitcoin. The regulators wouldn't let it because of AML, anti-money laundering concerns. We mine virgin coins.
Mm-hmm. And so the benefit of having these virgin coins is what?
No AML issues, nothing to do with that. In fact, we've been offered premiums for our coins. Some of the banks, some of the operators would like offtake agreements. and have offered up to 10% premiums because of their highest quality coins. They're the first.
Yeah. Yeah, so no history. It's almost like having a privacy coin. It has no history on it.
Correct.
Yeah, that's great. So you talk about working with Genesis Mining. Does Hive Blockchain own Genesis Mining, or is it a partnership? Can you describe how that works?
Sure. Genesis Mining is the largest private entity where you can go and mine your own coins, and it's a cloud-based service that uses their proprietary software. They're located in all these special areas around the world where electricity is less than a nickel kilowatt. So they are the animal. They're 25% of Ethereum and close to 15% of Bitcoin production. They have 2 million people using their services from over 200 countries around the world. Little entrepreneurs want to do the mining up to $2,000 prepaid, and you can use your computer and not have the huge energy costs. Use it through their system and mine your coins. That's been their business model. They mine for themselves and they sell the service to other people. Just like Coinbase was growing at 50,000 to 100,000 customers a day, so is Genesis Mining. It's private. And what's amazing to it is Marco Streng, S-T-R-E-N-G. You can watch him on that TEDx talk. He's a 28-year-old mathematician that finished university math in grade 10 at 16 years old.
Wow.
Partner is Marco Chrome. He has a PhD in theoretical physics. So those two guys are the real hardcore everyday operators. They have another strategic partner who's from Croatia, went to Germany, was an architect, a real estate developer, renovator. So the three of them have this incredible company that's doing billions of dollars of revenue. And this is the first foray, but we cannot offer you that cloud service. All we do at Hive Blockchain is mine coins. And right now we're stockpiling them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so since you've done well in precious metals and since you're stockpiling Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, you must think pretty well for the future of Bitcoin and cryptos, yeah?
I do. And it's a sort of, gold has a very well-defined cyclical pattern. Usually peaks in this going into Chinese New Year. And it seems that Bitcoin and these currencies all have a challenging time at the beginning of the year. So they all have cyclical patterns, and it's trying to identify them. But I think that what's, for me, and understanding it, is that when you have the CEO and controlling shareholder of Fidelity, never speak at investment conferences, she has her CFA, and she speaks at Consensus. And she has all of her employees using Bitcoin. They have many scientists doing coding for blockchain technology internally. They have $2.5 trillion in assets. They're the second largest discount broker in the world. They've totally bought in. And what I was thrilled about is that they've also become in their funds investors in Hive. We have something like 15 institutions that have used us as the proxy to be able to invest in this blockchain arena. And we have state-of-the-art technology because of our strategic partnership with Genesis Mining.
Yeah, that's great. And so with getting the institutional investors into Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, it seems like it's a bit difficult for most institutional investors to get into Bitcoin and cryptos. And even for new people who may have a lot of money to get into, recently they had a whole bunch of exchanges closing just because of the mass influx of people. So is there a way that Hive Blockchain can capitalize on this opportunity?
Well, right now, we're just so focused in expanding our operations from $1 million a month to $1 million a week of revenue. And then we're going to quadruple that. So we're just really focused between now and September of getting our run rate up to, which I mentioned earlier, that our income, our operating income based on performance will hit 200 million. And I think with that, it's a reset button on the valuation of Hive between now and then. It could happen faster with any turn of the coins because it's very difficult to go out and participate in this space. So mutual funds are not allowed to buy any of these coins. They've got one closed-end fund in particular, but this is the cleanest way to participate in this growth. Now, NVIDIA, which is making the GPU cards, which Genesis is one of the biggest buyers of using them to build out their systems, which we're using, they trade at 60 times earnings. So on a pro forma, where you look where they're trading at a free cash flow and earnings, Hive appears on a relative basis extremely attractive and undervalued.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that sounds great. The So most of the people who watch my channel are involved in cryptocurrencies. They buy Bitcoin, they buy altcoins. Is there a benefit for them to invest in Hive as opposed to just going straight for Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies?
Well, we're moving with the coins. We're the coins are up, we're up. The coins are down, we're down. So I think the quant funds have already modeled us as the go-to public stock, and it's very liquid. So for investors to participate in this area, this is a great company. There's 5 employees. I mean, this is not a massive operation for us, and we've outsourced where the centers and Genesis Mining have the best sensors and technology, like an Audi or a Porsche motor, the German ingenuity when it comes to engineering, where they'll have 2 engineers operating this huge rig plant, I like to call it. The Chinese would have 100 people. So we were able to outsource and really have what I like to call, in the mining basis, it's like a royalty company. So it will move with the coins. And I think as we go through each quarter, now we're just going to finish our first quarter, we still haven't got the results out, but they're very compelling and very attractive. And as each of these next 3 quarters come on stream, I think if coins stay where they are today, we'll hit the ball of the park.
Yeah, it definitely looks very appealing, very interesting. A few more questions I had. One, can you talk about the partnership with the Fiore Group?
Well, Fiore Capital, led by Frank Giustra, who's the intellectual genius there, that created many companies. Lionsgate Films was a vision he built, and another one was Silver Wheaton, which became Silver's Precious Minerals, which is a royalty company down in New York. It's the highest revenue per employee on the New York Stock Exchange. And that's our goal with Genesis, with this unique relationship with Genesis for Hive Blockchain, is to have this high revenue per employee. And so he's been involved with Gold Corp. I can go on with so many companies. So he's a real great entrepreneur. And what's fascinating is he called me up and said, Frank, I've got some great young guys, and they've got this idea, and I really don't know the space, but I have to bet on the young blood and the young guns. And they're the ones that had the relationship with Marco Strang, and Olivier Francois. So this whole connection, I heard the story, I knew what was going on. I had nothing but difficulties trying to launch an ETF in the space. So I said, okay, I'm in. I'm going to invest my money, and I'll go on as the chairman. Just like launching a fund, I'm now really launching a corporation, and it's the first public corporation to go out that's mining these virgin coins for investors.
So you say it's the first one. Is there any competition in that, or you're basically the only one out there?
Well, there's other ones coming out, and they're into Bitcoin only, whereas we're into the other coins because that's where we started, because most of the other coins that come out are based on the protocol of Ethereum. And so we found that we also did exceptionally well. Our average production cost was just over 300 for the first 3 months we started. And as you know, Ethereum's $1,000, so it's had a wonderful move. And so I think by September, we'll have our Bitcoin operations in place.
Yeah, that sounds great. So for anyone who's interested in getting into Hive Blockchain, how do they do it?
Well, it's listed in Canada under HIVE.B or C. It all depends on the computer system they're using. Their broker listed in Toronto. They can call for it, or Vancouver, and it's owned by the same stock exchange, a set of them. Or it's over the counter in the U.S. and it's HVBTF for foreign security.
All right. And is that anyone in the world can participate in it?
Anyone in the world. It's also listed in Germany, and it's very liquid. That's what impresses me so much, is how liquid it is. And it just gives investors a great opportunity to participate in this space.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's basically what I had for questions. I mean, I heard about this and I was like, wow, this is an awesome way to diversify against just holding cryptocurrencies, because this moves with the whole market, not just with any one particular cryptocurrency. Anything else in particular that you wanted to discuss?
I think what's really important maybe most of your listeners are millennials and they understand this, is that the spectacular growth in Coinbase, what took Schwab 30 years to get 10 million accounts, it's taken Coinbase 2 years to get 13 million. And now the average account size of Coinbase is a lot less than at Schwab, but Coinbase hit $1 billion in revenue, hit the ball of the park. And I think that it's interesting that it's unleveraged. So like some people are leveraged, but the majority of people going in this space, it's unleveraged. So I don't believe we're going to get this huge crash like you had in 08, 09, because this is all massive leverage. And I remain much more constructive towards feeling comfortable. It's just going to be volatile as there's early adopters coming into this space. And I think a lot of the parents of millennials just don't get the cryptocurrency world. They're hesitant. They read nothing but negative news. So I think the simple ways they're more akin to buying a stock or ETF or mutual fund. This is a stock for those who like to trade stocks. But many of my young friends teaching me, my godson, my son, they don't have stock portfolios. They have coin portfolios. But it's my age that this is the way to participate in the space.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's a great opportunity that you're giving everyone because they can move a lot more money into it a lot more quickly, and they don't have to worry about the confusing technology behind it at this point.
It trades millions of shares a day.
Yeah, yeah, that is awesome. Well, cool. Thanks so much for joining us, and thanks a lot for the interview. It's an absolute pleasure to have you.
Same here. I enjoyed it immensely, and I look forward to visiting with you when I come to Miami.
All right, sounds good. Have a good one. All right, guys, so I hope you enjoyed the interview with Frank Holmes. That was a lot of fun, all right? Probably one of the wealthiest people I have talked with yet, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. You can never tell with Bitcoin people. Anybody could be super duper wealthy, and you never know. But, so, if you guys do like this, if you think this is a good idea, you can go and get it on the TSX Venture Exchange, all right? So you can go sign up. Just search it on Google, TSXV. You can find it there. You can go get it, all right? And if you do want more information, there is a lot more information. You can just go to pureblockchainwealth.com/block and get a copy of basically a PDF all about it there, which will give you a whole bunch more information. And then, for those of you who just stuck around just to win a free Ledger Nano S, you can go to crypto-l.com/enter to win that there. And finally, for you guys who just stuck around just because you like me, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you enjoyed the interview. I know it was a long episode, but when we interview CEOs, influential people, we got to give them time to do that. So thank you for watching. I will catch you guys in the next one. Have a good one. Peace.